Aubrey, do you use the word get a lot?
Yeah, way too often. I feel like it has so many meanings. There are so many verbs that in just casual conversation, I'll say get instead. What about
Okay,
you?
I'm really glad you said that in casual conversation.
Mhm.
Yes, of course, because when we speak just daily, normally to people, we use easy vocabulary,
Yeah,
right? We
I'm
use
gonna
the
go get the
quickest
groceries,
word.
and then I got my paycheck, and I
Yeah.
got some sleep.
Yeah, I don't get it. Why
Yeah.
can't I get more money? I don't know. Like we say get all the time. Which is a red flag for this word as far as IELTS goes. If you talk the way we talk informally and easily in real life, you won't get the best scores on IELTS because that
Then
doesn't
you just
show a
use get again.
range.
You won't get the best
Oh,
scores.
gosh darn it.
So
So
we got a
we're,
really
yeah,
great question about this, right? That we are going to share and answer today so that you guys can avoid this very easy trap on IELTS to lower your scores because you're accidentally using this verb way too much. So I'll go ahead and read the question, yeah?
cool.
All right, this is from Gabby Tavares, who said, I once heard that using the verb to get can sound informal, but this verb is so useful and it can replace so many other verbs. Should I use it in the speaking section? How often? Thank you. Such a good question.
That's a fantastic question. And it's funny because the episode that I want to recommend you guys go back and listen to has get in the title. And it just shows you that yes, we do use this all the time. So yeah, you can use it a few times, but we are going to teach you much better vocabulary that is a lot more high scoring than get. So if you missed it, guys, the last time we used get in a title was episode 1324. Where can I get free graded practice tests? Even though it says get in the title, it is a fantastic episode, guys. So do scroll up and look for that one. Okay. All right.
If
So,
you missed it, that means you're probably missing a lot of great episodes, guys. So hit follow. We
yeah,
have 2 new episodes every week and they all have great info. So be sure to hit follow so you don't miss any episodes.
exactly. Exactly. All right. So, is get bad? Yes, it's bad because it's too general, right? And even like what was her name? Gabby. Even like Gabby said in her question, it can replace so many other verbs, which means it is so general. There are so many different meanings of get. It is not specific. It is not less common. It is the opposite of those two things, which means it is a very low scoring word and definitely not something that you want to say a lot on speaking or in writing.
Exactly. It has so many meanings that you could end up using it a lot and
Yeah.
repeating it a lot. And so now you have vocabulary repetition and you're missing these chances to use much higher scoring verbs. So today we are going to teach you 4 meanings of get with much higher level options so that you have a whole artillery full of verbs that you can use instead.
A whole artillery. I love it. Okay, so the first meaning of get is when we use it to say we receive something. I think this is I think the best synonym would be accept, right? Because that would be easy to be like, I accepted the package, I accepted the award instead of I got the award. But it could also mean like accept money, like I
Mhm.
got paid. I earned a great salary last month. I received my paycheck, Or it could mean like find in this way. Um, I got a great deal yesterday at the store. I found a fantastic discount yesterday at the store. So find could also replace it there. So
And I
even,
just thought of one more. I feel
yeah.
like I use this a lot for receive when I talk about injuries, right?
Oh,
I
yeah.
got a cut on my arm, I got a broken leg,
Totally.
and a really like a band 9 word is to say you sustain an injury. So if you say I
Oh,
sustained a broken leg, oh my gosh, I would be so impressed as your examiner.
that is a nice word. Oh my gosh, there's so much vocabulary today, guys. All right, so the next meaning of get is to buy something. What there are so many great paraphrases for buy, right? Like what could we say instead?
Yeah, purchase or procure. That one's band
Ooh,
9. I don't know if I've ever heard a student say that.
I
But
know.
yes, you're likely to talk about your purchases, things that you have bought on IELTS, and you might be tempted to say, I got a computer and then I got a phone. So instead, right, I purchased a phone, I procured a new laptop,
Yeah.
obtained is another one.
Obtained is very high level. And here's a phrasal verb with get that is a paraphrase. Now, why are we teaching you this if we say don't use get? Because when we use phrasal verbs and idioms, that does raise your score, right? So here's the phrase get hold of. And this is just such a general meaning. It really is just like, I found it, I bought it, I received it. It could take the place of any of those verbs. So to get hold of something.
And as a quick bonus, we use this idiomatically too to say we get hold of our emotions or
Oh,
something like that,
nice.
right? That we're not literally getting hold of something, but we're sort of bringing something under control. So you could use this idiomatically as well.
Yes, and we say a hold, get a hold of
Mm,
yourself.
yes, that's
If
great.
somebody is just like panicking, you could use this on the exam if you're nervous with the first question. Before you answer, take a deep breath and be like, "Sorry, I'm just getting a hold of myself. I'm a little nervous. All right, I'm a student," or whatever your answer
I
is.
love that, right? And then we're like, ooh, yay, bonus points for idiomatic
Totally.
language before you even start. So good.
So good, so good. All right. So the next way we use it is to take something, which is kind of the same as receive, except it's more active. Retrieve is nice. To go and bring something back would be to retrieve something. What are a couple more paraphrases?
There's a informal one that I love that's nab.
Yeah,
I
nice.
often use get for talking about taking things when I'm, like, going and picking up kids. I'm gonna go get the kids. I'm
Yeah,
gonna go get the groceries, right?
totally.
So instead and this is going to be a little difficult. This is going to take practice because if you're like us, if you're like native speakers, it's going to be more second nature to say get. You're going
Totally.
to need to practice using these higher level, less common words instead.
And guys, we're not saying, never use get. That's impossible, first of all. And speaking part one is informal. So, yeah, you're going to say get a few times. That's totally fine.
In fact, there are so many phrasal verbs with get. So you might
Yeah,
end up you
totally.
right? Get by, get on, get a hold, like we were saying. So don't, stop yourself from talking because you realize you're about to say get. Just recognize that you could say it 100 times in a speaking test if you're not aware of how many verbs you're replacing.
And it's really about just slowing down and being mindful of saying exactly what you mean, because that is the main issue with get is it's just too broad, it's just too general. Like there will always be a more specific verb that replaces get, always. So instead of saying like I'm going to go get the kids, I'm picking up the kids. Like there's always
Mhm.
something more specific that is unique to the situation that is better than get. All right. The
Yeah.
last way we use it is kind of slangy. We use it to say, like, you understand something, like, I get it, I don't get it. So, what can we say instead of understand?
Yeah, instead comprehend, like,
Yeah.
"Okay, I comprehend what you mean." Or we often will also say, like, "I'm lost," or "He lost me." This is an idiomatic way to talk about understanding or not understanding.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. All right. Fantastic, guys. So definitely hit follow right now so you never miss another episode. We have some fantastic ones coming up for you next week. So hit follow right now and we'll see you then.
Awesome, see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.